Welcome to the K Perspective, where I share my perspective on different topics and I invite you to share your perspective in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy documentary style videos and commentary from a different angle. Also, make sure you check out my most recent documentary on the Wayans family if you haven't already. Today I'm going to be talking about the life and legacy of singer DAngelo. Now let's get into it. Some artists sing, others change the sound of music forever. DAngelo did both. His name became a symbol of soul, from church roots in Virginia to becoming a neo-soul legend, from disappearing in silence to returning on his own terms, and eventually passing in 2025. This is a story of a man whose music always spoke louder than his words. Michael Eugene Archer was born on February 11, 1974 in Richmond, Virginia. His father was a Pentecostal preacher and his mother sang in the church, so music was always around him. At 5 years old, DAngelo played piano in church and could already play by ear. His brother once found him at the piano playing melodies he had just heard in church earlier that day. That's how much of a natural he was. As he grew older, he started writing songs and blending what he had heard on Sunday mornings with what he felt in the streets: gospel, soul, funk, and hip-hop. That mix would later define his entire sound. In fact, he never left his gospel roots. In an interview with Tavis Smiley, he shared that he prays and sings hymns before every show.
Much every time. We pray. Me and the Vanguard, we pray. And before we start a prayer, I sing an old spiritual song from way back in the woods, you know.
You singing this in your prayer circle?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we start off with a song and we get in the spirit, then we pray, then we go out there.
In 1991, 16-year-old DAngelo stepped on stage at Harlem's legendary Apollo Theater for amateur night, and he won. That performance showed him he could go from small-town church pews to any stage in the country. A few years later, he helped write You Will Know for Black Men United, a collaboration of top R&B voices at the time. That moment opened doors, not just as a singer, but as a songwriter. By 1995, his debut album, Brown Sugar, changed the direction of R&B. And let me just pause here and say that 11 to 12-year-old me played this album to death. You hear me? The title track, Brown Sugar, as well as Lady, brought something new to radio: raw, live band soul with a hip-hop heartbeat. He became the face of the neo-soul movement, but what made DAngelo stand out was that he didn't chase trends. He was simply bringing back what real soul had always been about. DAngelo met Angie Stone back in 1993 at the age of 19, but it is unclear when they started dating. Angie was very instrumental in his early career, helping him with his album and writing songs with him. In a 2023 interview with Vlad TV on YouTube, she described him as having an old soul, and she said she thought that he was actually older than what he was. Their chemistry went beyond music. They became partners in every sense. DAngelo and Angie had a son, Michael Archer Jr., who fans later came to know as Suavo Twain. Their relationship eventually ended, but their musical connection remained part of both their legacies. DAngelo would go on to have two more children, Imani Archer and Morocco Archer. In 2000, DAngelo dropped Voodoo, and it was daring, funky, spiritual, and sensual all at once. The single, Untitled, How Does It Feel?, became a moment in itself. The song, and especially the video, turned DAngelo into a global star, and whether he liked it or not, a sex symbol. The album hit #1 and won multiple Grammys, but behind the success was a man uncomfortable with fame. In later interviews, friends and collaborators said he started to pull away. The constant spotlight and pressure made him want to disappear. By the mid-2000s, he was battling addiction and legal issues. A near-fatal car accident in 2005 forced him to take a hard look at his life. Those years were quiet publicly, but filled with personal struggle privately. In 2014, DAngelo made a return. Black Messiah arrived with no big rollout, just music that spoke to the moment. With songs reflecting social unrest and spiritual resistance, it reminded people why they fell in love with him in the first place. It won Grammys and landed on almost every best of the decade list. Artists like Maxwell, Anderson .Paak, and Her credit DAngelo for showing that R&B could be political, poetic, and still groove. Even though he hinted at new music, he stayed out of the spotlight. That mystery became a part of who he was, a reminder that some artists speak loudest through silence. In the last year of his life, DAngelo's health declined. On October 14th, he passed away at the age of 51 from pancreatic cancer in New York City. His family shared that he had been quietly fighting for months. His passing came just 7 months after the death of his former partner, Angie Stone, who died in March 2025 in a car accident. Their son, Michael Jr., lost both his parents in the same year. A heartbreaking end to one of soul music's most creative partnerships. The world mourned deeply. Tributes poured in from artists like Jill Scott, Questlove, Jamie Foxx, and Her, who all called him a once-in-a-generation voice. His peers didn't just admire his talent, they admired his refusal to compromise. DAngelo didn't chase celebrity, he chased truth. He proved that real music doesn't need overexposure, it needs conviction. His albums Brown Sugar, Voodoo, and Black Messiah remain blueprints for artists who want to merge vulnerability with power. Even in his silence, DAngelo's influence is everywhere. In the grooves, in the harmonies, and the courage to be soulful in a world that often rewards noise. DAngelo was gifted and fearless, and because of that, he'll always be remembered as one of the most important voices of his generation. Even now, as the world mourns, his voice still echoes. Every note, every groove, every breath he left behind. It reminds us that legends don't die, they resonate. I hope you all enjoyed my perspective on DAngelo's life and legacy. If you did, make sure you like the video. And if you want to hear more, make sure you subscribe and make sure your notifications are turned on so you're notified when I upload and when I go live. Thank you for visiting my channel. Be blessed.